We have two more speakers and we'll move right on. Now, the growth of microfinance is certainly providing challenges around the world, as does indeed the growth of any niche financing model. We're now going to examine a specific case study managed by a man with years of experience in international investment banking around the world, particularly in the Middle East. But he's back here with us in Pakistan at Tameer Microfinance Bank, and he is the Chief Risk Officer. So please welcome Shahid Mustafa.
Assalamualaikum. It's a bit difficult to start like at 5 p.m. I'm sure all of you have visions of the tea waiting for you, so I'll try to wrap it up a bit faster. Thank you for having me here. I'd like to talk very quickly about EasyPaisa. What is EasyPaisa? What is Tameer Bank doing with EasyPaisa? What is the role of Telenor? And why do we think that it is a revolution which is going to change a lot of things? We heard a lot about other revolutionary technologies that are coming, like cloud computing and others. So this is another interesting technology and a way of doing business and a way of doing banking that has come to the fore. So my question is, what does this guy need? What are his financial needs? He's, as you can see, he's definitely not a very well-off person. And does he have any bills he has to pay? How does he pay his bills? Where is the closest bank branch? How does he transfer money domestically? If he has somebody who's working internationally in Middle East, how do they send him money? How does he repay his loans? So one of the things that when we started Tameer was to provide banking services to the people who are poor. That's simple. Microfinance is for poor people. But then how many poor people are out there? Would anybody like to hazard a guess what percentage of population of Pakistan earns more than $2,000 a month? Any number? 0.8%. So that tells you that a lot of people, and people earning less than 15,000 rupees a month is about 67%. So there are a lot of people out there who are not very well off. And Pakistan only has about 12 to 14 million active bank accounts in a country with about 85 million adults. So the penetration is very, very low, maybe 15% odd penetration. So EasyPaisa was our answer, what we thought about it. And what was the market potential? 30 million utility bills get paid every month. Remittances, internal remittances within Pakistan, about $7 billion a year. International remittances last year, $9 billion. Only 14% of Pakistanis have access to finance. So this person is our target market. I'm sure you have heard about EasyPaisa. I am not very sure how many of you have actually used it, but I can guarantee that almost every one of you knows somebody who has used it. Since we started EasyPaisa, we take the CNIC of the person who's using it. There are two offerings. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, these are a couple of charts just to show you. Population with formal access to finance, Pakistan is at 14%, as you can see there. It's a bit small. Compared to that, Singapore is 100%, Sri Lanka 59%, Thailand 60%. So again, underlining what I just said. In terms of other services as well, this slide is showing that Pakistan has only 2% of the people have insurance, 5% people have access to credit, and about 14% have access to savings, so very, very small. But most people are involuntarily excluded. They are not a part of this because serving them does not form a good business for the regular banks out there today. It is not worth the while of the banks to let somebody who is earning 8,000 or 9,000 rupees a month to come in to do a 50 rupees saving, because the cost of setting up the counter to deal with that person, the per transaction cost will be higher than what they can make out of it. So they are excluded, not because, number one, they don't understand that much, so financial literacy is an issue, but the business model with 10,000 bank branches is not geared to provide services to, I don't know, 70, 80 million Pakistani adults. How did we address this? That is by coming together of Telenor with Tameer. And Tameer Bank is 51% owned by Telenor. So we are a Telenor subsidiary. It wasn't always like that. Tameer was made by three city bankers from Citibank Dubai who thought up of doing banking in Pakistan for the poor, came back, set it up, and then it became apparent to us that just opening branches is not going to cut it. We need to use new technology which can multiply our reach, and so we went to Telenor, and Telenor was very interested if we would sell them a controlling share. So our choice was, should we be like 60% of this much or 30% of this much, and we chose to be 30% of a much bigger pie. And EasyPaisa is our offspring in a way. And what does EasyPaisa do? It gives you national outreach at low cost. What is Telenor bringing to the table? National outreach at low cost, strong brand image, large existing customer base. Telenor has 28 million cell phone users. That is more than all the banking customers of all the banks combined, Telenor alone. So if we can sell our banking services to these, we can do very well. What does Tameer bring to the table? Microfinance banking license, banking experience, and a shared vision and strategy. Together, we are looking to provide financial inclusion to the 86% which are excluded, extend reach through financial services to formal financial services to millions of people through thousands of agents, do utility bills, domestic remittances, international remittances, and also M-Wallet services. Now, what is M-Wallet and what is the other options? This is an EasyPaisa shop, as you can see. Today, we have 16,000 agents of EasyPaisa in Pakistan. That is 60% more than all the branches of all the banks of Pakistan combined. So there are more points in Pakistan where you can do banking through EasyPaisa than if you go to all the banks of Pakistan. They have less space or places available. Day before yesterday, we crossed the 100 billion rupee mark of transactions flow through. So throughput in 2.5 years is 100 billion rupees, which is more than $1.1 billion. We achieved it in 2.5 years. The next 100 billion will happen in less than a year. We have a throughput of about 8 billion rupees a month. We do 50,000 domestic remittances a day. That means 50,000 people go and deposit money and 50,000 people go and withdraw money every day. 100,000 people go through our agents every day just for domestic remittance. We do about 100,000 bill payments every day. So that means that we are doing approximately 3.5 to 4 million transactions a month. There are other kind of transactions as well. These are mostly assisted transactions at agent locations. So that is the over-the-counter model. There's a second model, which is the M-Wallet, where you as an individual, if you have a Telenor SIM, can go and open an M-Wallet account. That M-Wallet account is accessible through your mobile phone using a channel called USSD, and you can pay bills, you can send money, you can receive money, you can buy a PIA ticket today. If you call up the PIA line and they set up, they give you a PNR, all you need to do is use your M-Wallet, sign into EasyPaisa, which is *786#, enter, and you're there in less than a second. And then you put your PNR, it will pull the bill, show you the bill, and if you say, yes, I want to pay, it will debit your account and pay, and your ticket will be issued and sent to you by email. You can do that in Pakistan today. So talk about technological excellence. So as I said, we have over 16,000 agents today, and we plan to go to about 25,000 by the end of this year and to about 40,000 by the end of next year. So the growth in agent locations is going to far outstrip the growth in bank branches. Similarly, we have about 1 million M-Wallet accounts. Tameer core banking took about 6 years to open 400,000 accounts. EasyPaisa, since we launched M-Wallet, which was a year and a half ago, has opened 1 million, and probably by 2016, EasyPaisa will have more accounts than all the customers of all the banks combined.